Today, I want you to forget everything you think you know about LSAT reading comprehension. You don't need to memorize every fact, and you don't need to feel overwhelmed by confusing passages. Today, I'm going to share with you a strategy called the anticipation matrix. This method has helped top scorers, 173 and above, not only predict the answer, but also save time while improving accuracy. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact framework you need to dominate LSAT reading comprehension. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now let's start with two major misconceptions about LSAT reading comp. The first is, I've been reading my whole life, this section should be easy for me. But the thing is, reading comp on the LSAT isn't about casual reading or even about being a good reader in general. It's about analyzing the structure, identifying key ideas, and understanding how arguments are built. The second big misconception I hear all the time is that my reading skills are fixed, I can't possibly improve them. That simply isn't true. The LSAT isn't measuring how fast you can read or how much you can memorize or retain. It's testing very specific skills, and with the right approach, you can improve dramatically even if you're starting from a low score. Here's the truth. LSAT reading comp rewards strategic thinking, and the anticipation matrix gives you the framework to think strategically. The key to mastering reading comp is predictive reading. Instead of rushing through the passage and hoping to figure things out later, you break it down step by step, focusing on what's important. And this is where the anticipation matrix comes in. Here's how it works. After each paragraph, you stop, you pause, you ask yourself, what's the main idea here? You don't rush ahead without understanding the paragraph that's in front of you. Second, you evaluate. You look for key claims, arguments, or opinions. You ask yourself, who's saying what? Is the author presenting facts, offering their opinions, or contrasting different ideas? Third, you anticipate. Before moving on to the next paragraph, you predict what might come next. For example, if the author introduces a problem, you might predict that the next paragraph will discuss a solution or a contrasting viewpoint. Finally, you repeat. You apply this process to each paragraph until you've worked through the entire passage. By doing this, you're creating a mental map of the passage as you go. This is a tool that helps you answer questions quickly and confidently. So again, you pause, you evaluate, you anticipate, and you repeat. Now let's break down how the anticipation matrix works with a typical LSAT passage. Imagine that the first paragraph introduces a commonly held belief like, many scientists argue that artificial intelligence will surpass human intelligence in the next decade. If the paragraph then ends with a phrase like, however, some experts disagree, that's a pivot. You pause, note that the passage will likely explore this disagreement and predict what comes next, which is going to be likely arguments from the opposing side. In the next paragraph, as you read, you confirm your prediction. The author then outlines why some experts believe AI advancements are overestimated. By anticipating the flow of the passage, you're already preparing to answer questions about contrasting viewpoints. By anticipating the flow of the passage, you're already getting ready to answer questions about contrasting viewpoints, the author's position, or the main point of the passage as a whole. This approach eliminates the guesswork when you get to the questions. Because you're not scanning the passage randomly at this point, you've already mapped everything out. Now let's talk about why this method works so well, why it saves you time, and why it boosts your accuracy. It's because most students fall into one of two traps. Either they try to remember everything, they're reading slowly, focusing on every single little detail, which wastes time and overloads their memory, or they skim too quickly. They rush through the passage and miss the key ideas, forcing themselves to reread later while answering the questions. The anticipation matrix fixes both of these problems. By pausing after each paragraph and identifying the main idea, you ensure you're focusing on what matters most, the structure and key arguments. When questions ask you for specific details, you'll then know exactly where to look. And when you're asked about the main point, the answer is already clear because you've been tracking it the whole time. Now here's a bonus tip. Pay special attention to transition words like however, yet, or in contrast. These words signal shifts in the author's argument or a key opinion. Spotting these shifts helps you anticipate the author's main point and any conflicting viewpoints. Now, of course, getting a top score in LSAT Reading Comp isn't just about reading, it's also about how to answer the questions. So the anticipation matrix is also your guide to tackling questions efficiently. Here's how it works. Main point questions, you want to start there. These are straightforward if you've been tracking the author's argument, so you want to focus on answers that line up with the author's opinion or their central main conclusion. Next, you want to move on to the detail questions. You're using your mental map to locate the paragraph that discusses the detail. You don't want to try to memorize every little fact. Instead, trust your mental map. Next, you move on to the inference questions. Here, you want to be cautious with extreme language. Answer choices that say always or never are rarely going to be correct. Instead, you want to look for choices that are moderately stated and supported by the passage. And finally, you want to save strengthen or weaken questions, analogy questions for last. Here, you want to identify the claim or argument being questioned or the idea being outlined. You want to use your understanding of the passage's structure to evaluate which answer choice has the most impact or lines up with the stimulus. Now, if you'd like my help applying the anticipation matrix to your LSAT reading comp strategy, if you'd like my help on your journey to scoring a 170 or above, my team and I would be glad to help you out. At LSAT Unplugged, we offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out in applying the anticipation matrix to your own LSAT reading comp strategy, truly making it your own. Because the thing is, the LSAT rewards understanding over speed. And by applying a strategy like the anticipation matrix, you're building a strong foundation during your initial read of the passage, so you don't have to reread the passage multiple times as you're solving the questions. I mean, think of it like this. The work that you do while you're reading the passage is an investment. And if you spend a little extra time up front, understanding the passage's structure and the central main ideas, the author's opinion, you'll save time and a whole lot of frustration when you're answering the questions. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. I hope you found the video helpful. Feel free to reach out if you need anything at all. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.